On the sand, my man, as the top is open, me and my hammer and a sword. I start stowing, cold as stone, with my bruise and break the sound, ready to grow. With a summon to enter the call of the old timers, and my voice was heard. On the day, recall became a man with something together, and rather than against me on the ages. We want to be free from the wrong. But then we remade the first 99 where we serve the king through HELWÄR. You're gonna right with me.
What's up, everybody? This is a new show I'm doing now. It's called Barbarian Brunch. I wanted to do a little something in the morning, but I've been trying to work it out. So it's kind of like it's a first show, but it's kind of a tester too, because I haven't been doing any live streams for months. So every time I take a little break, something changes, and but I'm here right now. So wanted to do like a little morning show, maybe sometimes during the week, and kind of cover some pretty brutal topics. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, so I don't know. I want to have like a outlet where we can kind of talk about some stuff. But for those of you guys that don't know, I got a campaign right now. It's called HELWÄR. It's in pre-launch right now. So let me show you that a little bit. Trying to get into the swing of this. Kind of learned how to do it a little bit, and then I stopped. So let me see here if this is yeah, there we go. There's that. It's on Kickstarter now. It's about a well, basically I could read you a little bit of the synopsis. Beat by blade, song, or steed, he has always forged with the heaviest of metals, and if he doesn't, the Hellbinger consumes him. After hundreds of years, Bert HELWÄR has been hunting down bounties throughout the 9 realms. It's his last day on the job, and he's got one final bounty to complete for his warden, Helnora of Helheim. Then finally, she will set him and his brother Reckbolt free. Then it's metal, hogs, and brewskis. Should be no problem, right? Last day on the jobs always go smooth. So yeah, get ready for this epic Viking actioner, a yarn about revenge, balance, and the indomitable weight of burdens humans and maybe even demigods carry. And yeah, you guys could sign up now for early bird discount. If you guys sign up to my Substack, it's free. So I'll just be doing like basically I'll just be doing like monthly updates on what I have coming up for comics and draw streams. I mostly just do draw streams now, guys. I do those at night. I have a weird schedule, but I want to try to work in a barbarian brunch at least like once a week in the morning. It could cover some topics, could connect with people. But I do have a link in the top if you guys just want to follow this campaign on Kickstarter. You guys can go there and check it out. This is that one right there. The first 24 hours, backers are going to get a sketch card by me of one of the characters from HELWÄR. And also, if you sign up for the Substack, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to knock $5 off the price for that early bird special. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, here's the cover. Also, the book is going to be about the size. I was trying to go for it. I wanted to make it look like a heavy metal album. So it's that was the whole concept of this whole HELWÄR endeavor that I've been working on for 2 years. It's going to be almost 12 by 12 because that's the standard size of a vinyl record, but it's going to be probably about 11.8 by 11.8. So that's the biggest, way I could go. I might have a stretch goal where I'll get an actual vinyl sleeve so I can put it in there. But I really just want to get the book printed, guys. That's the main thing. Hey, what's up, Steve England? How you doing, man? I haven't done a live stream in like months or like this type. It's usually just draw stream. So some of you cats can finally, see my ugly mug. But this is my first episode of a Barbarian Brunch. So, and I'm usually talking about that type of stuff. So I figured that'd be a fun title for the for the show. Probably going to have guests on too if they want. But yeah, here's some more stuff. There's Bert HELWÄR right there. He's got his antlers growing out of his back. He's got an axe guitar. He's got a sword guitar. That's Helheim right there. There's Garm. He's guarding the gates of hell. You can see her sitting, or Helheim. She's sitting back there on her throne. You get a little Nidhogg right there. He's pretty big in the story. And then there's his brother Wreckbolt. He's all locked up right there. Got my coffee ready right here. Little brew for brunch. And let's see what else we got. You got the Hellbinger right there. That's what HELWÄR turns into, man. If he doesn't, if he's not working with metal. And there's another, little promo. A little bit of that. So I got 13 followers now. This is freaking awesome. I can't wait. Yeah, I just wanted to share that out. I have that. And I also got some stuff I wanted to talk about today. What else do I got? There's this season 3 of Primal, episode 3 came out on Sunday, and man, it was brutal. It's basically the character Spear from the first 2 seasons. Now he's a zombie, and he's roaming the earth. So I'm going to show a little bit of this right now. I got to get a little more quick draw McGraw with sharing the screen. It's not as quick, and then I know I don't want to get in too much trouble, but let's see here. All right, good, we good to go. So right there, he's getting down. They tore into his hand, so now he's got this claw, like kind of like Wolverine. And once I seen that, because I've been doing the Primal piece live streams. I've been doing a zombie spear versus a regular spear, and once I seen that claw that was exposed of that, or just his hand, I had to draw that, So a little bit of that. Yeah, and there's this little like kind of locust, praying mantis, grasshoppery, cricket bug that's in there. I think it might be a little something different than that, but he's just trying to protect it. It's jumping around a lot of the time, and he was mimicking it throughout the season. He's getting memories of himself from when he was alive with Fang. If you guys don't know who Fang is, Fang was his T-Rex companion, where they went through literally like primal hell to finish the seasons. But yeah, man, there's that. And let's see here. See if we can show a little more. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit of that. You guys a little taste of what happens on that show. It's not pretty, and that show is Primal for a reason. So go check it out. It's on they actually have they show like marathons on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel. You guys should go check it out. I really recommend that show. It's definitely my favorite show, bar none, in the last 10 years. And if you're into like Conan and He-Man, you're probably gonna like that. Let's see here. Speaking of Conan, it was Robert E. Howard's birthday a few days ago, and he's the creator of Conan and the father of sword and sorcery. That's the way I see it. So they have a foundation set up right now, and let me show you guys. Basically, his house is a museum, and it's in Cross Plains, Texas. And what they're trying to do, there's a Robert E. Howard Foundation. They pretty much run a lot of his stuff, and they're taking donations now to basically get the house in order. So this is a house. This is where he typed up everything. Solomon Kane, Conan, Cole, everything. So it's in dire need. I think they're trying to raise $100,000 to fix it, which is pennies really when you're thinking about it. This guy literally created Conan the Barbarian, man. But they have like a convention, a weekend convention once a year, usually in the summer. It's called Howard Days. I want to go there and check it out, man. They have like readings and all kinds of stuff. So here's a little video right here. Let's see if I can show this. Yeah.
Robert E. Howard, Hester Howard, Isaac Howard, Cross Plains Project Pride and the Robert E. Howard Foundation need your help to protect the Howard House Museum. In a break from our usual videos, the Robert E. Howard Foundation is making this important announcement video concerning the Robert E. Howard House.
I got a link in the description.
In September of 1919, the Howard family, Dr. Isaac Howard, his wife Hester, and their 13-year-old son, Robert, moved from the town of Burkett, Texas, where they had been staying in a rented house. They moved into a home that Dr. Howard had just bought in the town of Cross Plains. This house would be where Robert, or as he liked to be called, Bob, lived the rest of his life and wrote most of his yarns from until his death in 1936. It was also the last place where Hester spent the rest of her life until her death, a day after Bob's. Doc Howard remained in the house until complications from ill health forced him to sell it and move in 1942 to live with another family until his death in 1944. The house was built around 1910 or 1911 and was built from a kit. At the time it was put up, the builders weren't thinking in terms of building a house to stand for the next 115 years. While Doc Howard added on to the house, and subsequent owners made more additions and minor repairs or even stopgap repairs, the house slowly aged past its original lifespan. When the civic organization of Cross Plains, Project Pride, bought the house in the early 1990s, they made some minor repairs to try and put it in good shape, and they turned it into a museum for the Howard family, and especially the town's most famous son, Robert E. Howard. It has been placed on the National Registry of Historic Places and the State of Texas Historic Places lists, all in honor of our favorite author, Bob Howard. Now the years and lack of major upkeep have finally caught up with the house, and it is in major need of repair work. On September 29th, two specialists in historic place restoration made an initial examination of the house after problems were noticed by Project Pride. Here is what they found. Today, we are here at the Robert E. Howard House Museum. We brought some specialists in to start taking a look at the potential damage to the house that's going to be repaired. I have in front of me Blair Knighty, who is a
architectural historian.
All right.
With Kimlinghorn.
And what did you find in your assessment of the house, Blair?
We found a lot of piers have been maybe removed and replaced with inappropriate material, pavers, mix of whatever was on hand, stones, 2x4s. So it appears that there's been some sinking with the foundation, and there's been repairs over time, and those maybe repairs weren't the greatest repairs, and so they are failing again. So that's one of the issues we found. We found some termite damage, moisture damage in this bathroom area, which is an addition.
So it's like a lot of houses like that, you know, that have been around that old. My house is pretty old too. And they just need repairs. You know, it's just they come up on that time of the century where you gotta basically repair them. You know, so but there's a link in there, guys. We're trying to get them to hit that goal. You know, everything counts in large amounts. You know what I mean? The pennies make up the dollars. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And thanks for you guys for stopping by for the first episode. Again, he was the father of Sword and Sorcery, and then a million other books too. For some reason, the link isn't working that good. I'm gonna have to look into that. Again, this is like the first show. I'm trying to work out the bugs. I was trying to set up my camera too, but that wasn't working. I wanted to have some drawing going on, and but we'll be bringing in guests and things like that. But yeah, his birthday was just a few days ago. The Robert E. Howard Foundation too. They have a bunch of books. He wrote all kinds of stuff. He wrote westerns. Obviously, he created Sword and Sorcery, horror. He also wrote boxing books, awesome boxing books. He wrote romance. Dude wrote everything. We don't even know all the stuff he wrote, and he's my favorite writer, and he's very much an inspiration to me in the way that I tell stories now. So if you guys can, everything counts. Right now we're let's see here. Gonna jump into this first look at got a new Lobo comic coming out. So I wanted to take a little look at that. And See if I can pull up the link. It's going to be written by Scotty Young, and it's illustrated by George Corona or Jorge Corona. Let me go ahead and share the screen real quick. You got so many little buttons. Kind of got to be quick on it. So there we go. All right, and I'm really excited about this. I don't know about you guys. I seen the Lobo reveal in the trailer. I think there's certain things I would change about the character, but all in all, he looks pretty cool. I did a little on social media. I talked about it. But right here, first look inside DC's new next level Lobo. Let's see here, article summary. Let's see. Just want to jump into this a little bit. All right, we got a proper look at Momoa. Yeah, in the upcoming Supergirl movie. But now we've got a first proper look inside the pages of the new series launching in March at the DC Comics panel in New York Comic Con. And let's see, yeah, we got Scotty Young and Corona. Let's see here. On his Substack, Scotty Young said, well, the news is officially out there. I'm launching a new Lobo ongoing series this spring with DC Comics. I'll be writing it with my longtime partner, George Corona, on art, and bringing the rest of the team along with this as well. The genius Jean Francos Bilelou will be coloring, part of my French, with the master Nate Picos on lettering. There's not much more I can tell you at this point, other than we are all very excited to share our new take on the main man. In my 25 years working in the business, this is the first time I'll be making a comic at DC. Yeah, a lot of people wanted that. That's like the golden golden goose, not the gold, well, maybe golden goose, but everybody wanted to work on Lobo. It's no secret among my peers that Lobo is my favorite DC character, so this is a perfect first for me. I'm so happy to have Jorge on and our crew along with me. Together, we've made thousands of comic pages together, so we'll be hitting the ground running like a mother fragger. Frag. I thought maybe I'd try some method writing on this project, not just writing the character Lobo, but actually becoming him while writing him. Some real immersive stuff, though, saying that the launch date has slipped a couple weeks from the 4th of March, but there's a proper look inside the pages, which launches on the 18th. So I already added this to my poll list for for mainstream comics. There's not really much. I'm reading Punisher right now. I'm doing Lobo. The new Indomitable Hulk's pretty metal. I like that. And the Panosian Punisher and Palmiotti Punisher has been pretty good. There's one more issue of that, and then it's just full on like Conan books. what Titan's putting out new, all the pastiche stuff. So this looks pretty awesome right here. I love all the line work. He's a pretty cool looking Lobo. He looks a little different sometimes. There's a lot of loving this. I'm loving this artwork. Oh yeah. He looks different, and some of the his face changes a lot. So that might just be from the cartooning. It looks really cool, man. I'm really excited for this proper Lobo comic. Look at the bike. See, that was one thing too in the trailer for Supergirl. His bike it's not a space bike. Yeah, he looks cool right there. One of the pictures, his face, he looked a little different. So we got a little synopsis right here too. Scotty Young and Jorge Corona take the main man to the next level. Vroom, the main man's back, baby. And his ride is a motorcycle that moves at the speed of sound, but only if that sound is ripping a guitar solo. And you better hop on before he leaves you in the dust with all the passages he's fragged or for money or convenience. The Eisner-nominated creative team that brought you a fantastic parable of adolescence in the Midwest. This story of an artist who embraces darkness a little too closely, and the tale of a gunslinger with too much grit to stay buried, brings you a classic yarn spun in the starkest threads of the cosmic DC universe. It's a gut-soaked path from DCKO to the end of the universe, where Lobo is going to scratch his name and number in the source wall with a cool knife. Okay, so they have that right there. I'm not going to read the synopsis for the second one, but we got some cool art. That's enough to be inspired by and excited for, I think. I'm not really, I don't really know who Corona is, so this is a new for me. Let's see. The character will probably become more popular when the character is in the DCU. Yeah, I think that the whole idea part of the idea behind Supergirl was to kind of make it more of like a dirty. I mean, this is just a side topic. I mean, I think the movie. I'm not really excited about it. I think it looks whack. I'm not a Supergirl fan at all. Just never was. Maybe I watched the Slater one back in the day. From the '80s. I watched that a few times, but I'm just like, But you can tell it's like they're putting her like in a dirty kind of seedy Lobo world, like a space setting. That's what it is. It's a Lobo setting. Look, the whole movie is a Lobo setting. So it's just a vehicle to expose the general audience and populace in the new next generation to Lobo. Because if you just throw him out there, people probably, wouldn't know what he is. Not that it matters, but this is how this is how probably the bigwigs think, rather than just putting a movie. If they put the movie out, it would do great. I really think it would. But at that point too, it's, I don't know. It might be a big gamble for the studio, so they're just like, but they don't know that they're sitting on a gold mine. They're sitting on a proto Deadpool. That's where Deadpool comes from. So, but yeah. Next up, we got the Masters of the Universe trailer. I kind of wanted to look at that a little bit. Let's see here. Hey, what's up? What's up, Saboteur? How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, right here. Too many probably just boomering the sharing, because before it would just be click 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 click. It was so much easier a few almost a year ago. Here we go. So I'm gonna try not to get the copyright striking, but yeah, we could play that.
All that stuff that
I like the way that first shot opens up. Eternia looks like Iceland or something like that.
only exists in legends and bedtime stories.
I like how much of a toy that looks like. Castle Grayskull looks like a fucking toy right there. Doesn't look like a real castle, I think, and I love that. That's if it goes anywhere. I think something's going on at the top with Gunn again. Yeah, I think that's what's happening too. I think he thinks that like Lobo was the ace in the hole, because the second this trailer dropped, like less than 24 hours, or sorry, this trailer dropped probably like 24 hours later. This one did. Not even that, maybe like 23 hours. The Lobo trailer dropped. Like oh, they're like scrambling and shit.
Talking tigers, spaceships.
See, that looks awesome. A lot of people are complaining about the coloring. It's too dark. It's too much like Thor. A lot of people are saying it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but this kind of started with Kenneth Branagh. Kenneth Branagh brought this fucking coloring style with the first Thor movie. So,
and magic swords that can make a man.
I think the coloring's perfect. Personally, it looks kind of. You want it to look like a real world. You don't want it to be too many rainbows.
As mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff.
You get little Prince Adam.
Is real.
What I think that's cool about this one, he's basically blue collar. He's tiptoeing on the blue collar thing. I'm actually thrilled. They may do a good job. Yeah, I think this movie is going to hit $1 billion. It's going to be I think it's going to be the biggest money making movie of the year. That's my prediction.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe.
So his mom and some of the lore, because there's multitudes of lore for Masters of the Universe now. It's been around for so many decades. She's an astronaut, so she comes from Earth. So I've talked about this before. He-Man, he's half Earthling and half half Eternian. So that might explain why he has more superpower other than magic in his world, right? Just like it's like the Barsoom, the Barsoomian effect when you have with John Carter. When he goes to Mars, he's lighter, his bone density, he can jump around. Same thing with Superman. He comes here, he has our sun. So maybe there's a little bit of that going on. They probably weren't thinking about that, but that's a good way they could kind of explain things with or without magic. Obviously, we want magic because that makes it fun, but yeah, that's cool.
So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find.
Awesome armor, by the way. I love this. It feels like you're going on a ride.
Thank you. There is. This obsession with
The he-him thing, I'm not going to talk about that. It's obviously a fucking joke. What I like about this is he's basically kind of fringe blue collar, he's like tiptoeing into white collar, but he's basically, I would say blue collar. I knew people in human resources, they didn't make any kind of money, but they nerf him up it looks like. And I think, and I like these nerfed up characters. I like Peter from Office Space. I like Ash Williams. He works at S-Mart. He works at, he works at Walmart. He works, you know what I mean? And then they level up and they sometimes save the world or they save their own world. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. With this movie, you're going to need to hit the 40-plus-year-old audience that knows what the fuck this is. And then you have to like bring in the younger audience too, man. So it needs to be relatable in a lot of ways and it needs to be fun. And that's the main thing. It has to be entertaining.
Nerd stuff and sword things. It's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy.
And then the sword that he finds, that's from the first design of He-Man, from my understanding. I forgot his name. He looks just like Conan, though.
But that sword is gonna show me the way home.
And that's the actual character right there. I forgot his name, man. And they made toys of him and everything. Let's see here. Wait, is that the real story? I feel like I didn't catch any of that as a kid. No, I didn't catch any of it either, man. Like when I was a kid, it was during the when this came out, it was during the Satanic Panic, so I wasn't allowed to watch this that much. Like that was the old school. That was the old school one, So it was kind of hard. And I go back and watch it now. It was so tame. It's so cheesy. For me, my favorite version is the Cartoon Network one. I haven't watched all the episodes of that, but I'm working through that with my boy. And I really like the first 3 episodes, man. They're action packed. I didn't mess with the Kevin Smith stuff. I don't like that. It is called Masters of the Universe, so you should have a lot of characters. People love the villains. People love the supporting characters. But He-Man's got to be, he's got to be like half the show, or at least almost a 4/10 of the stuff. 60% could be all the other shit. Almost 50%, maybe 45%. It's a, you know what I mean? He-Man's got to be the main thing always. But again, it's toys, and there was a multitude of toys with a multitude of cool characters. And there's people that are fans of a lot of different characters. Like people love Trapjaw, people love Beastmaster, people love Skeletor. So they want to see a lot of that too, But I do like the see, I've only watched the 80s versions. Yeah. Do we see Panther? We haven't seen Panther yet. We just seen Cringer so far without his
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry. The sword's mine.
So I like this part of the trailer right here. Like if you saw this in the movie theater, this part would be kind of fun. It's right. 3D.
Hang on.
But yeah, I'm not going to show all the trailer, but I'm going to show a little bit. So you got Snake Mountain right there. They have, oh man, they really put in the time. And Skeletor pretty much looks perfect. A lot of people are complaining that he's not big enough, but at least he's on par with the same physique as Nicholas, I guess, the actor that's playing him. So you got Jared Leto and him. Nick, you could kind of say, well, if they want, they could get him bigger. But to me, it's not gonna. I don't really give a fuck if either of them get big or not. For me, that's okay. They don't have to be. He doesn't have to be that big. It would be cool though. It would be cool, but they basically have like the Conan the Barbarian physiques because they're all based off of Conan's from. They're all based off of Arnold's design because these were all supposed to be Conan the Barbarian figures. Yeah, I love that. Once you see that, it just kind of seals the deal for me. And I think a lot of people don't talk about it, but that's probably one of the best trailers of all time. Probably one of the best trailers of all time. I'm gonna be real about it, man. Just because some of the shit and some of the hype has gone up, it really kind of teases stuff. That's one of them. Also, Batman Begins. I would put that up there too. That's one of the best trailers ever made. This one though, people went nuts over it, and I just think people are kind of tired of the Marvel movies, and this just seems something fresh. Barbarians are coming back. People want that savagery, that barbarism. They want that male power fantasy. We're tired of all the soy. So hopefully he showers off the soy in this movie and breaks free and gets his sword and starts whooping some ass. But I think the movie's it's going to be a huge blockbuster. I think it's going to be money wise. It's going to be up there with Doomsday. I'm way more excited for this than Doomsday. I ain't gonna lie. So that's definitely Superman is he's Thor and Conan put together, and a little bit of John Carter. Let's see here. I hope he's mean. Yeah, I hope he's mean too. For me, I would have sealed the trailer. I would have went to black, and then I would have had the Skeletor laugh at the end, like like that would have been me. Like it has to be like that. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, I'm concerned. I'm really concerned here. No, what I'm concerned about is Leto's voice. What's he gonna do with it? How's he gonna just talk normal or what? There's a lot to play with there. And there's a lot of different voices. Like Mark Hamill does the voice of him in the Cartoon Network one, and he did it. I believe Mark Hamill did it. He did it in one of them, and he's great. He's great at voice acting. He's one of the best voice actors of all time. Him, Ron Perlman, Clancy Brown, Brad Garrett. So I'm just really interested. I personally think he's either working on the voice still. He's trying to figure it out, trying to find the voice, or they just want to save it. They want to save it. That's just one more thing to save. People love Skeletor's voice. It's like a meme, so they can't. They just had to get. I have the power in there, and it looks cool. It looks so cool. And a lot of us, myself included, I've been waiting for my Masters of the Universe, that version, since I was a kid. I love the Dolph Lundgren one. I love that movie, but I always wanted to stay in eternity. I'm like, whoa, where are you guys going? And then they were going to make a sequel too. They had all the props, all the costumes, all that stuff, but the movie ran out of funding for the movie, and they were stuck with all the stuff. So that's where the movie Cyborg came from. So all the attire and clothing and whatnot from that movie Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme, that's left over from Masters of the Universe 2. That's a little fact that I found out. It's pretty crazy. That movie's a pretty fun watch too. Let's see here. Didn't Slash release a Barbarian film too? Yes, Deathstalker. I did a little review of that, I believe, on this channel. I talked about that. That movie was awesome. The comic book too. There's a prequel comic that went along with it, which was I even liked a little more. The character a little more, but the movie was awesome too. I loved all the characters, the little monsters, the creatures. It did miss a little bit of that 80s, like didn't have the ladies in there. That's the thing with Barbarian movies. Like you got to have the ladies. So it was missing that. They had a warrior chick, but which is cool. You got to have your Valeria and your Red Sonja and your Byleth, or but gotta have the ladies, and that was the main thing that Corman did. It was a kind of a spoofy version of Conan when it came out. So, but it was still a dope movie. Daniel Bernhardt killed it, and I can't wait to see what the DVD art looks like. Yeah, so the DVD's coming out. I'm definitely gonna buy that. I can't wait for that. Let's see here. I won't watch it without the ladies, which is the first one had so much. It's kind of polarizing, and it's for me. It was kind of like a low key sequel to the original one, because I think they actually showed some cutscenes from the first movie in there as like a flashback. I almost feel that he's like maybe the brother of the dude from the first movie or something, or could be. But yeah, no, the movie's sick. It's awesome. I love all the thing about the director Kostansky. He uses puppets, and he uses a lot of 80s and 90s even computer effects. I think he was using some of the remember the morphing effect that from the black and white video from Michael Jackson. He uses a little bit of that to kind of go from one thing to another. Like he has like some characters changing, but he uses a lot of the props. Like they take people and they turn them into these like red looking knights that look sick. Yeah, that movie was metal as fuck. Two Horns Way Up. I dug it. I liked it. I just think I think he should have been a little bit more of an asshole and a little more sleazy, and then the movie would have been perfect. But nothing's perfect, and nothing should be perfect. The imperfections are what give things style and what make pieces sing with artistry. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. So, but that was just some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to just do some. I'm still testing this show out a bit, trying to figure things out. I was trying to test out a camera. I wanted to be able to draw while I'm here too and talking to you guys. I wanted to be able to do both. I think it's a little more. It could be fun like that, because a lot of time I'm just here at the desk. I'm drawing. And this isn't important. So I think the artist, but I do like to have people on. I like to hang out. I like to show campaigns. And well, yeah. Let me end this too right here with little quick shill. The old Barbarian films always had a bunch of sleaze, which made them fun for teenage dudes. Oh yeah, 100%, man. And that's what this show's primarily going to be about. And that's kind of where my channel kind of went, you know. Like I've been on here for a while, and Conan came out, and I started doing reviews of that, and I really liked what they were doing with it. And I've always liked Conan. That was something me and my dad always liked. You know, my dad passed away last month, and it's been kind of rough, but that was something that me and him would always like a lot. We love Conan. He waited 5 hours to watch the movie, you know. Yeah, it would have been cool to hit him a sword, you know, the Atlantean sword. But yeah, I think man, just good vibes. I know that the Barbarian stuff is going to be huge, like in the next 10 years. That's fucking awesome, and I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna stop. It's a genre that I've always just kind of loved, you know. And it started with He-Man. That was the gateway, and then Conan kind of came after that because you know, it's just the cartoons were there. They were spoon-fed in the beginning. So yeah. Well, yeah, thanks guys, man. I appreciate it. You know, it was long, you know, but he's hopefully in peace now. Drawn Sword, hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, I wanted to do hopefully like a weekend, you know, Barbarian brunch. I was trying to come up with a cool name, you know, like, it's hard to do that too. And it kind of incorporate your personality and what you're about. Like me, I like to talk about this stuff, and I like metal. And I obviously love making comics. So, you know, Barbarian's always something that you could kind of come together on, you know. And then I want to have people on. I want to show off independent comics too. And it's similar to the night show, but you know, it's a little more Barbarian focused and coffee. You know, there's no, you know, I was gonna call it brew for brunch. That whether be it tea or coffee or beer, but you shouldn't be drinking beer this early in the morning. That's how you know you're a true alky. You know. Let's see here, but I'm gonna do one more quick shill. Oh, let me see what you're saying. I was wondering why you drew a duck head, then realized it was a StreamYard logo. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I want to try to do the stream, you know, for about 45 minutes to an hour. That's kind of the thing I want to do. Just a quick hangout, because I got to have topics too, you know. Let's see here. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. And thank you guys for like signing up. A lot of you guys have signed up for a lot of this stuff. For HELWÄR, I want to talk about it again, and you're going to see me shilling it, you know, for a few months. But yeah, this is my Viking comic, and it's a, you know, it's full stream. It's about this basically this biker, HELWÄR. You know, he's on his last mission to free his brother from Helheim. He's a slave to Helnora, which is the goddess of hell right here. And then that's his brother over there on the right. That's Wreckbolt. And his brother's been in there for hundreds of years. He's got one more mission to fulfill for her. And then boom, he's done, right? Then it's just hogs, metal, and brews. But no, there's always something wrong. That's him right there. We go into the origin a little bit, not too much. I wanted to leave it open. That way people can kind of, you do a Google search. You know what Norse mythology is, who the pantheons are. You know some of the yarns. That's one cool thing about doing the mythic books. You know, I don't say who HELWÄR is too. It's kind of a mystery. I don't let people know. You can kind of figure out who his brother is a little bit. But yeah, you got Helheim right there. You got Garm, Helnor's in the background. You got the that's his van right there, his metal van. The back door is a amp. Then you got that's a Nidhogg. It's one of the villains in there. He has to go head to head with, toe to toe. A little picture of his brother right there, and that's the Hellbinger. That's what he turns into if he doesn't metal. Be it by blade, song, or steed. He needs to work with it. And then that's one of the captains of the Death Valley Draugr, and that's a biker gang that he encounters in the beginning. So it's just this is a labor of love I've been working on for 3 years. Can't wait to hopefully get it out there, man. I was wondering why you drew. Oh yeah, okay, sorry, I saw that. Yeah, laughing at the duck head. But yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be an 11, pretty much 12 by 12, almost 12 by 12. So it's gonna look like a record. That's the whole concept of this. I drew it out of weird format. So if you guys want to sign up for this, I have the link pinned at the top. So it'll let you know. If you guys want to check out my Substack, my free Substack, if you guys sign up for that, you're gonna get a if you guys sign up for that, you're gonna get a free trading card. You know, yeah, 3 years is a long time, and it wasn't the only thing I've been working on. I've also been working on other stuff too. But yeah, I've been working on this for about 3 years. Yeah, because I did that with my last book, Butch Cleaver, and I just think it's just too long to be working on one thing. I think it's better to be working on a multitude of things, and you get a lot of stuff. You get a lot more stuff done that way because you have energies moving all over the place. You're working on a lot of things that way, you know, and you're always staying inspired, you know. So that's why I like doing the live draw streams with the matchups, you know, with the little fights. That's fun. And those of you that might be new, I do night streams too most of the time, and those I'll do I'll start with a thumbnail, then I'll move to pencils, and I'll move to inks, you know, and I'll do that over 5 to 7 streams. They're just there for me to chill, you know. It's not a contest or anything. I'm just there chilling, making art, and then I'm probably going to sell that art too. So it's a good way for it to be tied to a historical event. So if someone were to pick it up from my store, I have a store too over on Big Cartel. All that stuff's pretty much linked in my profile, or my page. It should be there if you guys ever want to check that out. Thanks for subbing, man. Yeah, I'm doing more of that. Barbarian stuff. I've been on a Barbarian kick for a while, but I haven't, as far as the movies go, all the cheap ones, the Spanish, Italian, American, Argentinian, I believe. I love them all, and I've talked about how like there's sword and sorcery and fantasy, but then there's Barbarian. Like the Barbarian is its own genre, I think. Like you gotta have the big dudes, you know, with the sword. It's kind of its own little niche, like a subgenre of that, you know. And I think that's cool. So we'll probably be talking about some of those. I'll be sharing some. We'll probably be doing deep dives on everything Barbarian on the show a little bit. Comics, movies. It's huge. Barbarians are fucking huge, you know, and they're gonna get bigger. You know, they're not going anywhere, guys. Have you run into Kurt's Crom anthology with the ton of? Yeah, I'm actually doing a story for that. I wrote a prose story for that, and I'm going to be contributing hopefully about 9 pages a year for the next 3 to 5 years. So I'm not on the next book. I'm on the one after that. That's a good thing you brought that up. Thanks. I'm going to actually be drawing probably 3 pages a year live. So I'm going to show you guys how I make the whole page. I'm going to draw the layouts live. I'm going to draw I'm going to draw the thumbnails live. I'm going to draw the pencils live. I'm going to ink it live too. And it'll be just like 7 long ass streams, you know, chilling. So it's just, they're going to be hangout construction. You guys are going to see, you know, like an indie guy make construct a page a few times a year. And I figured Crom would be a good way to do that. The story's done. So I'm taking the story. It was kind of like a prose story. It's about 20 pages or more. It might be more. But because I wrote it all on my phone, like, and then I like that. You guys should try that sometime. You can write a lot of stuff on there. But I did that, and then breaking that story up into a comic book, it's pretty hard, man, because you have to take out the words, you have to extract a lot of the dialogue, and then you have to visualize it. So, and then I want to end it each year on a on a cliffhanger, or at least like, damn, that's a good, you know, I don't want to end it boring. So that's really, really hard. But we're going to be talking about a lot about the community. I usually have links for that, and if maybe not in this video, it's in the other one, but it's cromthebarbarian.com. You can go there. Some people, you guys can even try to get in there too and submit to him, to Bruegel, Kurt Bruegel. He's the guy that runs it, and they're doing a bunch of other ones. So that's his plan. I got those too. I'm going to be doing reviews on those on separate things. I have a whole Conan and the Barbarians reviews playlist that I'm always adding to. So yeah, we're going full Barbarian on this channel. Can I ask you how did you find the time and stay dedicated to the project you're releasing soon? By working on other stuff, man. That was how I did it. If I just worked on that all the time, I would have drove me nuts, because that happened to me already. I did that with Butch Cleaver for 10 years, you know, and it just takes the fun out of it, you know. It's like, yeah, like I love Viking stuff and Norse mythology, and I'm sitting there you know, too much of a good thing is bad, and too much of a bad thing is worse, right? So you have to keep switching it up, you know. Sometimes you gotta artistically, you gotta work on other things, you know. So I'm working on 2 comics now. I'm working on Crom, and Crom, that's going to be the next draw stream. So that one's going to be tough. I was going to start working on last night live, but I didn't have the breakdowns because I list what I'm going to do on each page, and I'll put like, 5 things, which would be 5 panels, 5 ideas, but I didn't have them all listed. I should have wrote them down. So, yeah, so there's that. I'm also working on the Puritanian with my buddy Brian. He's writing that. Brian Christgau, go subscribe to him. Great writer. Excellent. And yeah, I'm doing those 2 things right now. And then I'm working on HELWÄR too. I'm actually lettering HELWÄR right now. I lettered the whole book, and the lettering was cool, but I didn't like it, so I deleted it all, and I went in there. And it's the book. There's a lot of lettering and there's a lot of word balloons, but it's not that much. The book isn't that heady. It's action packed. You'll have a whole 10 pages of action. There's no word. There's no dialogue. Just sound effects. There doesn't need to be action, or there doesn't need to be words in certain ones. So, but yeah, man, that's what I do. And then I also do the live draw streams to kind of keep switching it up. And then I try to think of things that I haven't seen people draw before live. I try to think outside the cape shit. And I try to think outside of like, let me draw the T-600 from Terminator Salvation versus Judge Dredd, obviously you think, RoboCop versus, maybe RoboCop versus Dredd. That'd be cool. Or RoboCop versus Terminator, so let's see here. Saboteur. I saw your comment somewhere about lettering and redoing it. I just lettered my own book, and it took forever because I hated it all. Yeah, lettering, you have to force yourself, take a breath, and just kind of shake that shit off and kind of get in there and try to make it artistic as possible when you're doing it, and like fun. Like you have to psych yourself up and feel good about it. That's where, because most artists don't like lettering that much. I don't really like it that much either. So I try to get in there and think about it and, get it done, because it's really important. It's, some people would say arguably it's the most important part of the book, right? So that's, yeah, I'm always looking at that. You always want to have your leading good. You always want to have, you already know all this, but for those of you guys probably, want to have your leading good. You want to have the font good. You want to have the balloon shapes good. I kind of like the tight balloons now. That's kind of how a lot of people are doing it in a lot of different comics. I used to like, now I like my balloons tight, not too tight. You don't want the words too big either. But that's another thing. I'm going to print out the book. The book's going to be square. It's not going to be like a regular comic. So I don't know how big the lettering is. I'm going to print out a prototype. That's just going to be like $80, and I'm going to be selling the books for $35, probably 35, I think. And then I'm going to knock 5 off for, well, they're going to be 25 plus shipping. So whatever your shipping is. So if your shipping's America, they'll be 35, but that's going to be 106 pages plus more pages of back material. So it'll probably be like 112 pages, and it'll be a big old book. And that's the standard price that I paid for. I paid thousands and thousands of dollars for all kinds of crowdfunded books. I think I have hundreds of them, or at least dozens of them. So that was, I was trying to knock the price down, but what happened is the global economy is kind of messed up right now. So I got to keep it like the old school way, but at least I'm going to be knocking off a discount for the early birders. And then I'm going to be giving some some sketch cards. So trying to find a balance, it's just hard. Drawn Sword Graphics. I like to alternate with 2 projects also. Helps feel like the endless creative ideas and flow. Yeah, it does, man. It does. I talk about that a little bit too. I have Metal Cartoonist Nuggets. These are just like ideas and tips for people, and walking helps a lot too. Just walking and visualizing stuff, and getting the juices flowing. But yeah, I think that's what it is. I think everybody needs to work on at least 2 projects, and then maybe do some fan art, or do take on a cover, take on some commissions just to break free of that stuff. Sorry guys. Got that neck thing. There we go. All right. Yeah, you have to do that. And then I was even thinking about doing a comic, because I have like a bunch of comics I want to make. There's no way I'm going to make them all like before I die, but I was thinking about making one digital one, because I got the tablet, and sometimes I'm on the go, and I'm like, what if I just worked on this like forever, like a little bit, just did like a little page every now and then, and just on like Clip Studio, but I'm really into having original art and being able to sell it or give it away or whatnot. So, but I had thought about that. There's this St. Patrick Snake Slayer book I want to make. It's a horrific sword and sorcery horror, but very, very driven into Celtic mythology, Irish mythology. I'm really into that. My favorite month of the year is March, and after Christmas, St. Patrick's Day is my second favorite holiday. I love St. Patrick's Day, not just because of drinking, but I love the corned beef and cabbage, and I like watching The Quiet Man. We watch Darby O'Gill and Little People. I get really into it, really proud to be Irish. But yeah, that was something I was thinking about doing, but I don't know. But there's a lot of opportunities, And the thing too about that Crom comic, I figured I could do 1 page a month, for doing like 9 pages a year. That's an easy commitment, So that sounds like fun, and I get to connect with a lot of cool, like-minded people that are into sword and sorcery. So for me, it's a win-win. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. So, but yeah, probably gonna head out, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Today's Tuesday, so over here it's Taco Tuesday. You know what the weird thing is? My favorite restaurant, Mexican food, right? And it's over kind of Orange County area, Long Beach. They're closed on Tuesday. How can you have a Mexican food restaurant and be closed on Taco Tuesday? Isn't that crazy? I don't know. Go figure, right? But thanks again for watching, guys. I'm going to try to do like one of these shows a week, and hopefully have some more guests on and whatnot. Again, bear with me. I'm going to be experimenting with things on the show, trying to get the cameras up, trying to get the flow going so things are a little smoother and make it a little more interesting, Let's see here. They don't ever have to close an indie, right? Oh man. Yeah. I'm getting hungry. I haven't even ate today. A lot of that fasting stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for watching. Always remember to be bold, be brave, roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time.